It's the 360 show. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining. Before I start, like, share, and subscribe. I haven't done that for a while. Remember to subscribe to the show. We need those subscribers to keep building as we've got a big community now. And I've thoroughly enjoyed communicating to you all. And I hope you've enjoyed it too. Bafana. That's the main point I wanted to talk about, or start off with rather, today. South Africa lost against Canada in that first World Cup knockout game. Great achievement from them reaching it. And as their coach, Mr. Bruce, said that even if South Africa just get out of the group stages, that's already like winning the World Cup. I beg to differ a little bit. It would have been nice to beat Canada and just go one step ahead, one further, and who knows where they could have ended up. But unfortunately, lost in stoppage time. And I watched every minute of that. It was grueling. I'm exhausted actually this morning just from watching that 94, 5 odd minutes of great defense from South Africa. Unfortunately, just lacking that big strike. It's almost like the attackers were scared of pulling the trigger. And other than that, I thought they played really, really well and held their own. And I mean, they can look back at the World Cup and just feel like they've done the country proud against all the odds. Really, they've been the underdogs from game one and managed to make it to the knockout stages. But unfortunately, they are out now. I've pulled up this little file for the family, so you'll see there Canada through, and I'll keep filling it out as there's big interest in the house following the World Cup. There's some huge games coming up. The biggest of them all, in my opinion, with these knockout stages, Portugal and Croatia. That's going to be a big upset. Whoever loses there, two strong nations, both have played in World Cup semi-finals before. So there will be a big upset, and Cristiano Ronaldo, obviously a huge favorite here. So in the house, I'm more of a Messi fan, but the boys love Ronaldo, so they would really want Portugal to go through. But we'll keep following that as the World Cup has been incredible. I don't know if you guys, for those of you who've watched the stadiums and the amount of people watching the games and the atmosphere they've managed to create at these games are absolutely phenomenal. One little funny thing, if you've missed it, there was a lady who dropped a cell phone last night. I wonder where that cell phone ended up. I think she might have lost it. But while she was cheering, her cell phone dropped down there onto the pitch somewhere. If it didn't break, maybe she recovered it. I don't know. I wish I could find out what happened to that mobile phone of the lady. I don't know if for any of you who saw that, please comment. Let me know what you guys think. All right, huge breaking moment. Headlines everywhere around the world. Ben Stokes have called retirement on his career. All international cricket, not only as captain of England, but not going to play any more international cricket. Interesting case this, as it happened during the game on day 4. I guess some of his teammates knew, but when I looked at Jacob Bethel's reaction in that change room video that they released on Sky, he looked very surprised. So I don't know who knew beforehand and who didn't. And but anyway, huge shock. What an incredible player, and that's what I would like to remember him for. It's an odd way of doing it. I think if anything, maybe leave it till the end of the test match. It wouldn't have done any harm to anyone. Not that this did any harm. That was his way of doing it, and maybe he just followed his gut feel and his instincts in doing it during the game. Personally, for me, as you guys know, I stepped away. I waited for the series to finish, let the dust settle, and then did it my own subtle little way. Other guys like it to call it before a start of a series, to say this is my last test series, like a Morné Morkel, my good friend, did it that way. And Ben Stokes decided to do it in the middle of a test match, a series-deciding test match. Now, whether that influenced the team emotionally or not, we'll wait to see. I don't really care about that. As long as he followed his instincts and his gut feel, fair play. And I mean, he is a down-to-earth guy the way that I know him. And I'm not talking about any of the incidents that happened over the years, but the way I played against him, there was always a lot of respect between the two of us. And the way he's played the game, looking from the outside in, I always had a lot of respect for the way he played cricket. Just a fine competitor with bat and ball. Always made things happen for his team. And he can look back at his career with a lot of pride. Some incredible moments and highlights throughout. I think of the World Cup win. We all know about that Test match against Australia at Headingley. He's done some insanely good things over the years that he can look back on and go, you know what, Stokesy, well done. So from my side, well played. What a career and lots of respect. And just about England, I mean, the way they decided to go out in that final innings was quite interesting. I actually bought into the fact that Stokes opened. I didn't mind that move. And Stokesy mentioned that afterwards as well. There was a tactical move for them. And to play almost like ODI cricket, especially with that new ball late in the day, to sort of try and get a bit of rhythm going and leave your more test-like players like a Root and some of the others for when you do get into the match, for them to actually steady the ship then. So they just did it the other way around. I don't mind it at all. But the way they did it is what I argue with. Why do the ball have to fly in the air everywhere when you're playing test cricket? You can still be incredibly aggressive and positive and put pressure on the bowlers by hitting good cricket shots. You can still go at 7 or 8 and over, whatever you want to, whatever that number may be, but there's no need to hit it up in the air. So who will take over from Stokes? That's the big question now. Will it be Joe Root, Harry Brook? Is there anyone else perhaps? A lot of people are leaning towards Harry Brook, and I sort of doubt if that is the right way forward. And also for Root, who's a little bit older now, I don't know if that's the right way. So maybe there is someone else. But just quickly on Harry Brook, the way he got out again and the reverse laps and scoops, once again, the ball's flying in the air. Phenomenal player. We know what he's capable of. But I'm a big believer of the ball doesn't have to go in the air. Why do you want to give the fielders a catching opportunity? Absolutely no need for that. So he got out at a bad time there for England on the end of day 4. And I refer to day 4 because that's where all the chaos happened with Stokes opening, Harry Brook coming in, and it's just all kinds of risk-taking. I don't mind risk-taking, but there needs to be a bit of thinking behind it. And that also goes back to me being vocal about baseball over the years. I've never minded baseball, but it's the way you do it and the moments you wait for. So in my opinion, the moment was perfect for England on day 4 to be aggressive at the back end. But the execution was really, really poor, and more so the thinking. And so that's the long and the short. I like the positive thinking, but go out and do it in the right way. And if you get out thinking in the right way and trying to execute well thought out plans, it's fine. But when balls are picked up off the stumps and you get caught on fine leg or at fine leg, then I start doubting and questioning your thinking behind it all. And for Stokesy as well, he had some great shots, but a lot of risk taking across the line in the air. Keep the ball on the ground. Why not? There's absolutely no reason for you to hit it up in the air. Anyway, that's the long and the short. Ben Stokes, you will be missed. Great career. We'll see how England recovers from this. Who will take over as captain? I'm leaning towards a Root and maybe someone more of a test kind of player to take over from Root, perhaps in a year or two's time, whenever Root is finished or ready to move that on. But I wouldn't go Harry Brook, in my opinion, unless he's prepared to change his way of playing and thinking. I don't mind the positive intent. Once again, I'll put emphasis on that. But just the thinking behind it all, it comes with experience. We just need more smart cricket out there from Team England and some of their batters. All right, so that is it. Ben Stokes said, I said to my wife, I don't actually think I have any more fight left in me to get over this, to be honest. So his retirement was considered before the start of the series. And I think just during that test match at Trent Bridge, that's where he really started feeling like it's time to move on. I still would have left it for after the test series, but that was his way of doing it. And I mean, I must say, he got a bit of a send-off by the crowd. And maybe that was the thinking for him to sort of say thank you for everything, and the crowd to actually enjoy that moment as well. All right, I took a lot of criticism for not giving the crowd an opportunity to celebrate me, but that's the way I wanted it. I didn't enjoy those kind of things of the game coming to a standstill just for one player, unless you score big hundreds, of course. All right, so that's England and New Zealand, a fine test series there. And we bid farewell to Ben Stokes. Ireland beat India 2-0, guys. That is the next topic. Worries for Team India. So this is the first T20 series they've lost in some time. In 3 years, it is. 16 series wins it was. And finally losing out against all the odds against Ireland in Belfast. Shreya's first series as captain. And they went in with a pretty much full-strength team. So it was a huge surprise to a lot of people around the world. that Ireland came out on top. Big moment for Ireland. Obviously, Ireland cricket will take a lot of confidence from this win, as Team India, the world champions, haven't lost haven't lost a series in a long time. So quite interesting there. And then there's the talk of Sooryavanshi. When will he be unleashed? I thought this was the perfect opportunity for him to come in, to get a feel for international cricket and to play for Team in India. Unfortunately, never got an opportunity. And we heard Ryan Tendishkata speak about that he's got to go through the process like any other player. I beg to differ with that. It's just my 5 cents. I thought it was a really good opportunity after the IPL that he had. Throw him into the deep end, especially against a lower team like Ireland, in Ireland, to get a bit of experience. That wasn't the case. They now move to England, where they will play a T20 international series on the 1st of July. So we'll see if a vibe of Sooryavanshi gets an opportunity there. But there is some work to do for Team India. They need to regroup, reset, and find a way of how to play in the UK. It's not easy over there with the conditions, where generally the scores are not like in the IPL. You don't get your 250s and 260s there. It's more strategic and tactical out there, where sometimes 140 is enough, 160, 180. And then you will get the odd occasion where it's a 200 plus score, but you still have to lay the foundation. And there's, once again, the ebb and flow that I often speak about, especially in Test cricket. There are moments. And that's what India need to figure out in the T20 setup when they're playing in the UK on tricky kind of conditions. Wait for the right moment to pull the trigger, to go to the 5th gear, as I call it, and then be prepared to sometimes pull back in odd occasions. In the 10th over in a T20 match, sometimes there is a tricky situation with a bowler hitting his straps. Pull back for 2 or 3 overs, lay that little foundation again, wait for the moment, identify a certain moment, and then go again. To me, that was always the most important thing when playing in places like Ireland, in England, sometimes New Zealand, even similar kind of tricky conditions, in South Africa as well. Every wicket is different, and you need to figure out what is the par score on a certain kind of pitch. And I think that will be the name of the game for India moving forward, starting that T20 international series. Then there's the Women's World Cup, guys. It is the knockout stages now, semi-finals. We've got Australia and West Indies, and England and South Africa. That's Tuesday and Thursday, respectively. It was a nail-biting finish, as India unfortunately lost out to Australia. Had India beaten Australia there, they probably would have gone through instead of South Africa. Unfortunately for them, they lost out there. But the South Africa were the runners-up in 2023 and 2024. Could this be the 3rd time lucky? We'll wait and see. They're playing England at home. It will most definitely not be easy. Australia obviously taking on West Indies. That is on Tuesday. We'll see who comes out on top there. Obviously, favourites Australia and England. But maybe either the West Indies or South Africa have a trick up their sleeves. And hopefully for the South African women's team, they do get a bite at that World Cup trophy. That will happen on Sunday at Lord's. Mouth-watering cricket action coming up. And the women's game just keeps getting bigger and better. We saw Virat Kohli, Ravi Shastri watching that game as well. It was nice to see them out there watching a bit of cricket, of women's cricket. Once again, shows you the support of the men in the women's game. And we all need to stand together to make the game of cricket better and stronger. But what a great World Cup it's been. Some nail-biting finishes for a lot of the teams. But they are your 4. So we'll wait and see what happens there, guys. It's going to be great to watch the ultimate final, which will be on Sunday at Lord's. All right, what's on FanCode? There's lots of other sports happening. West Indies, fantastic test win over Sri Lanka. That was in Antigua, one of the flattest wickets in world cricket that I've ever played at. And they proved my case. Sri Lanka missing out with that 308 in the first innings. Definitely not enough in Antigua batting first. And the West Indies showed what you should be doing at the on that wicket. Jangu, I don't know this guy too well. Amir Jangu, 233 double hundred, setting it up for the West Indies with Roston Chase just shy of his double hundred there, 194. Well played to the two of them. The next test will be on the 3rd of July, but this was a great step in the right direction for the West Indies. A much needed win. And we'll see how they go fare in the next test match. They need to build up those WTC points to get themselves into the mix and the swing of things. So valuable win for them there. There's also the Formula One then, guys. George Russell, I did speak about him being the teammate of Antonelli and how he's always played second fiddle, finally gets his win in the Formula One stage. That was a fantastic performance from him in Austria, and obviously gaining a lot of points. He's now second with Lewis third, Hamilton with 40 and 46 points behind Kimi Antonelli, respectively. So it is all building up to be a fantastic end. Well, not end, we're mid-season, but there are lots of races ahead, and we'll see if someone's got the ability to catch Antonelli. Will it maybe be his teammate George Russell? That will be quite something, right? Will be very cool. That's all on FanCode, guys. Don't miss any other action. Get your account sorted out, get it ready, and subscribe. So you will not miss anything on FanCode. If you haven't downloaded the app, it really is an easy-to-use app. It's a wonderful experience, and you can watch a lot of different kind of sports on there. Move on to the combox then. There's been some really cool comments here, and I thank you guys for that. It was Dale Stein's birthday, by the way, and I pulled out a comment from him, or on him rather. Dale, the greatest bowler cricket has ever seen. The dominance was unreal. That was on his birthday, just reminiscing about his heroics over the years. What a fantastic bowler, and I fully agree with that. There's been lots of comparison between him and Jimmy Anderson and a few other seam bowlers over the years. Dale's career wasn't as long or as many test matches, purely because South Africa plays less test matches on a yearly basis or on a calendar year compared to England, Australia, and India. And ultimately, if you play for 10 years for South African test cricket, you're going to play probably half the amount of test match cricket compared to England or some of the other teams. And it's not ideal. It's probably not fair, if you want to call it that, but it is what it is. A fast bowler's got a certain amount of time to play. You can't come out at the age of 14 bowl 145 clicks plus. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen. So it's more of a time-based test for bowlers. And unfortunately for Dale, he didn't play as many test matches, but he still goes down as one of the best we've ever seen. Certainly for me, the best fast bowler I've ever played with or against. He was phenomenal. So Dalo, happy belated birthday. Next question, AB, when you visited Mumbai and made a video that you have uploaded on your channel, you told yourself, don't lean back, stay forward. So very, very simple. I can explain it quickly to you. Stop leaning back, AB, wait forward. When you look for power, the left side of your body must clear, obviously, for you to create that power. The left hip, it's very similar to golf, and I've explained this before, where you're really clear to get your body going to the target or to intend the target with the bat lagging a bit. But the problem with that is you still got to finish with your weight going forward and transferring your weight through the ball. The minute you lean back, the hands become too fast and they get out ahead of your body, and that's where you scoop it up in the air. You also lose power when you do that. So the idea is to really delay it, let the body start turning while the hands stay back, and then go through and forward into the ball. That's where you create all the power. It's almost like loading a spring, and right at the last minute, you flick it open. All right. So I don't know if it's a good way of explaining it, but I may do a Benjamin video, sir, at some stage about that and explain it a bit better to you all. All right. Your mindset on tricks in the nets and matches, please. My name is Kartike, age 10 years old. It's so cool to see the younger generation also watching the show. And hopefully you guys have enjoyed, especially the younger guys, enjoyed those from AB to 360 videos. I will upload a few more. I think Benjamin sir is actually in the nets as we speak. So I'll go have a look at what he's doing and get a new video out. And I'll probably speak about loading that spring and how to get that right, and explain a bit more about transferring your way through the ball and what happens when you don't do that. So there are no real tricks, to be honest, except for figuring out your authentic game and understanding your own strengths and weaknesses. And that was the most important thing for me throughout my 20s, where I really discovered my technique and my game and what makes me good and what are my pitfalls. And once you realize that, then you can start molding the perfect training sessions in order to get your game better, if you know what I mean. So that's the biggest trick. There's nothing else really. I can explain everything to you in the From AB to 360 videos, but it's all based on basics and fundamentals of cricket, and more so on top of it all, the basics and fundamentals of cricket that works for me, not for someone else. You got to figure out your authentic game. All right, how young is Benjamin Sir? He claims he's about 10 to 15 years younger than me. I don't know. He doesn't look that much younger, but anyway, that's what he says. So, guys, plenty happening. Also, there's an interview lined up. I think you guys are going to enjoy this. It is a women friend that's played a lot of cricket in a day, Women's World Cup. Yeah, so possibly a Women's World Cup winner coming on here soon. She also works in the Wimbledon arena. She is a very well respected lady around the world, and stay tuned to watch that interview. We're getting her on really soon. Take care, everyone. Remember to subscribe to the channel, like the show as well, and I will be seeing you all soon. Have a fantastic and a very enjoyable week. Cheers for now.